You had me on a rabbit hole last night because you're like, I also do a hunting podcast, and I immediately I gotta check it out. And I didn't have enough time last night to look at the actual content. I was like, I told Doug, I brought up the videos, and being a podcaster myself, I was like, I need to hear its mics. I need it, and it sounds great, looks great.
Thanks.
I didn't get to look through like the content, so let me ask you this: you compound, you recurve, rifle? What do you?
Well, I do it all, actually.
You do it all?
Not recurve. I'm not that skilled. You know, if I was an Indian, I'd probably starve. But no, I do it all. Bow hunt and just rifle hunt and muzzleloading hunt and all kinds of stuff. I'm a hillbilly. I love hunting.
Oh,
You're
me
going to
too.
catch me out in the outdoors.
I was never so much hunting, but I was always in the shooting sports in 4-H, and I love the recurve. That was just so fun.
I lost a lot of arm hair from that recurve, that string.
Yeah.
Didn't you? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I one time did it without that arm guard. Man, never again.
It stings.
Yeah.
Leaves a mark.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I ever did was groundhog hunt.
Yeah, I love that.
30-06 is anything I ever used.
Yeah. That's a lost art anymore. No one really does that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I think my favorite thing to shoot though is a muzzle loader. Just that douche loaded. Yeah, I love it. Hardly any recoil. You smell the smoke, black powder.
Yeah, man.
We one of the first episodes I had that got flack from the Ohio Valley, I started getting like mean messages, was I had a hunter on, and it was during that calling up in Ogleby, and we were talking about how this is man.
We
like,
did an episode too. So.
And it was immediately how
we got a lot of slack from that.
Yeah, and it's, I mean, we were just trying to say like it's a shitty thing to do, but I mean, nobody understands. I mean, those prion diseases, they're no joke.
I mean, they're dying up there. You know, they need to be the herd needs to be thinned out. You know, that's all I'm saying. You know,
there's tons of them.
And it's going to the good cause. It's going to, you know, homeless soup kitchens, stuff like that. So, calm down, folks. Calm down.
You process everything you hunt there?
Yeah, I do it all myself.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm one of those guys, hands on.
There's not too many processors out here anymore, especially my area.
The closest one I think is like Morgantown.
Yeah.
So
does this guy off the road here do it?
I believe so. I'm not sure, but my info is the closest one. You know that does with the farmers helping the hungry. That's an organization where, you know, you harvest something, you can donate your deer if it's tagged in.
Because he used to have a sign up. I don't even see that anymore out there.
Well, maybe. I don't know if you lose money doing that or you just lose your mind. You know, there's deer every day, you know, so maybe. I don't know.
So how long have you done the podcast?
The podcast, we were doing that for like at least 5 years.
Oh, wow.
And we were just, you know, we started out and it was just trying to figure out what we needed to do the podcast. You know, I understood the mixing part because I record at home and stuff, but it's like, it's trying to understand, okay, what cameras do you need? And what do we, you know, we found out real quickly, and you mentioned groundhog. We did a groundhog hunt and we were trying to zoom in and it only goes so far. We're using a little Canon.
Yeah.
You know, now I got a bigger camera, so it works great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, do you do any videos out hunting?
Yeah. Okay. So we'll do them, you know, sitting in a tree stand, hanging out, sitting in the blind, you know, a bunch of crazy guys. But we work closely with NWTF too, and the Martin Brothers chapter out of Moundsville.
Okay.
And if you want to join, look them up. It's a great organization. We do a youth hunt every year, and we take kids out that won't have the opportunity.
That's cool.
To hunt. So we have guides, people with 30 plus years experience goes out and they just, you know, guide them, and we have a good time. I took my daughter this past year. It was a blast. It was a blast, but we didn't get anything, but it was still fun.
Just that experience of finally bringing them out.
Bunch of kids playing, and they get to play, have a campfire, make some s'mores.
That's awesome.
You know, it's just a good
time. So you're giving the whole experience, not just let's get in a tree stand and that's
They get to camp out. Well, this year we didn't have the lodging, so we met at a local farmer's place, and he had this huge garage with coffee and everything. So all the guides met up. It was just awesome, man. It was a good experience. And it was a religious thing because we were like, you know, taught them a little bit about God and prayed with them, and just taught them all the good stuff, man. It was awesome. So that's why I like to do on the other side,
Yeah. It's refreshing talking to you because I grew up like when I'm not playing music, my side gig was baling hay, working on farms, into shooting sports, everything like that. And then being so much into the country music world, you talk to people like from Nashville who've never worked a day in their life, but they'll hit you with this accent out of nowhere and be like, I know how to run a trout line, but like, sir, it's a trot line.
Trot line.
You know what
trot
I mean?
line.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Keep listening to Hank. You'll learn more.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I've noticed that too. I've always been outdoors, man. And you talk about baling hay, in the summertime before football, around August is when you do the second cut.
Yeah.
And then you got like 300 bales and you got to throw them up on and I know all about that. Riding horses. Yeah. I didn't really like riding horses, because they always bit me or stepped on me. But other than that, yeah, I've done all that, man. Yeah. But I'm a hillbilly. I like being outdoors, man.
Because your first cut in the hay would be just as you're getting out of school.
Yes.
Yeah. And your last cutting would be when you're going back to school.
Yeah. First cut was the heaviest because it was wet. So, I mean, them bales were heavy suckers. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And then the second cut is kind of dry out. So you just sweat to death and almost die. But hey, it was a good experience. Got you ready for football.
Yeah. It's always so funny when growing up, I'm a smaller guy, but I'm pretty strong, just farmer strength. But it's funny when you bring like legit bodybuilders out into the field. They require a lot of oxygen that you don't get in a hay mound. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Being in a hayfield, looking around, like pretending you don't see the next bale.
They're all puffed out. They got their cut off shirts, and then later on,
the
they're
worst part's up in the barn.
All
the part.
All the flies.
Flies, no moving air.
Snakes.
There's not enough cow mine to help you at that part. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
But now everybody does them big round bales. They don't even have to.
Oh, yeah. That's the easy thing.
Everybody does that now.
Yeah. And there's not too many baling anymore either, I see. No. So, I don't know. It's up to the farmers. Farmers are getting hurt pretty bad anyway.
Farmers getting hurt pretty bad, and they're putting AI denators on top of our water reservoir for our nation's groundwater people.
Why do they take crap loads of hay out of Jamboree Hills out there? I watch them.
Oh, yeah.
That's all it is now. Yeah. It's just an oil field, and that's a shame. Man, so many memories out there. So many memories.
That's all I see is John Deere tractors out there all the time cutting hay and stuff.
They're baling. They probably get three cuts, probably, I bet. Yeah.
Who was your favorite act out Jamboree? Going up there as a fan?
I saw Bo Sivas out there, and that was a great show. And, I mean, he was loud. And he likes it loud. But I like Neil McCoy because every year you got to sit there and go, okay, where's he going to climb this one?
Yeah.
And I remember hearing an interview he did on one of the local radio stations where he said, well, I don't know if I could top myself this year. And then every time you go see him, he does, and it's like,
Did you see him when he did the electric went off and he's sitting on the piano bitching about because he couldn't play?
No, I did not see that one.
Yeah, what happened?
Hank Williams.
Oh, Hank Williams. I thought, okay.
Yeah, he's getting better now.
Yeah. The power went off and they couldn't do anything because they didn't have a backup generator. So he just went over and sat down on his piano and started beating on the piano going, God damn it, I want to play.
I remember one year we sat for Skinner and it was a total downpour. I mean, but we stayed underneath the tarps, man. It was a hell of a show, man, afterwards. It was good times, man. But there was a lot of good shows out there. I mean, I remember as a kid when they started doing it, and I never missed it. I mean, I would sit there just watching all day long, just watching how the big timers go.
Yeah.
I wish I could have been at the very first one when Johnny Cash and all of them was there. No, I'd love to be at that one. Yeah. But I was probably only 19, 20 years old at the time.
Old Mafe out there singing.
We interviewed Mafe. They were on another podcast, and he was talking about how he wrote the song for Jamboree Hills.
Yeah.
Out Fish Creek, standing on a rock in the rain.
Really?
Wrote that song.
You did tell me that. Yeah, out Fish Creek.
We know Mafe very well. He's a good guy, and heck, he's got so many stories.
He loves to talk.
He's a great talker. But I'll tell you what, sometimes I'm like, Mafe, I gotta go, buddy. I gotta go. Hey, I love you too, man. God bless you. I gotta go. But he's
that story about out Fish Creek, that was.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I would have never known that.
Yeah. Yeah, we played out Fish Creek recently and power went out. I grabbed the acoustic, just played in front of all them people. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. I'm here to entertain you. It was good times, though. It was good times.
What's your next gig?
Next one. Where am I at? Well, I got them all in a row. So I got Claire Tavern, then I got Chaps, and then I got 88 Burgers. Route 88 Burgers up there at Oga. Yeah. It's pretty. I went up there to get a burger. It's pretty good. Pretty good.
Where's your go-to burger, Paul? I'll tell you what. If I mention food on this podcast, that's not.
Well, go-to food's hoagies, but we'll get into that later. But go-to burger, that's tough, man. That's tough because I like Texas Roadhouse. Okay. I never have a bad meal there. Yeah.
Longhorn.
But Longhorn, I'm not a huge fan of that anymore. Bad experiences.
Scott and I went to Longhorn for Father's Day, our co-host, and this was after him and Silk had an argument. What's better, Longhorn or the farm? We go there. He orders
farm. Yeah, I would go there too.
Yeah, so he orders a porterhouse. Sends it back twice. He was like, "Never." I'm just watching his face.
I ordered steak and cheddars once. Don't do that. Don't send it back. It comes back tasting like liquid smoke. I was like, "This tastes like liquid smoke." You know? I was like, "I love you guys in the kitchen, but give me a break." You know?
Yeah.
No, go-to burger. That's tough, man.
Yeah.
That's tough.
I wish West Texas would come back with their T-bones.
Oh.
You can get them every once in a while, but they don't last very long.
I wish it came back with throwing peanut shells on the ground.
My daughters would have a blast.
You know, throw it right behind you.
Waitress pour. I mean, I wonder how many how many times they fell or slipped, dropped something,
or somebody with a peanut allergy sort of like, I just got hit. Or something,
it's like, you know, they're melting. You know, no, I never had a bad meal there. I can honestly say. I've had a flat beer there once, and they fixed it, and I was happy, and that was good. But,
and their meals are huge too.
Oh,
they're not
my
just small
God.
meals are huge. They used to do Jamboree in the Hills too.
Yeah,
did they?
Lunches
like catering?
Yeah, it's good times up there. Yeah.
The shows coming up, do you have lines? Are they full band, or is that all your solo?
A few of them solo, and then the rest of them's full band, and you know, we're getting everything together. It started out. I was just going to do a few shows, a little few shows here, but then it's like you get addicted like crack, and you can't stop. You know what I mean? But it's really cool. I've been playing around the valley for years, and took a break to be a father, you know, and get married. You have a kid, you want to be in its life, and I was in the oil field for a long time, and missed a lot of birthdays and holidays, and I just wanted to be that. You know, coach dad. I wanted to be the juice dad, but then I turned out to be the coach of the softball.
Yeah.
And I looked at my wife. She's a head coach. I'm like, I don't want to do this, you know, but I did it. And now I just, you know, daughter's growing up. She's about 10 now. And I just want to go out and play, man. Have a good time. And
want her to see dad being the rock star. I'm the same boat.
Rock star. I don't know. I mean, I got the dad bod now. Back then, I was a looker back then, but not now. I used to play the part, you know, wear the cowboy hat and all that stuff. But I'm like, man, I'm a hillbilly. I'm from West Virginia. I wear a ball cap all the time. Even when I worked in the oil field. Now, if I was from Colorado or Texas or something, I'd wear cowboy hat. But those days are over. Those days are over. I'm like, hey, what you see is what you get, ladies. This is what you get.
Comfort and everything.
Comfort. If I could wear stretchy pants playing, I'd do it. I ain't kidding. You know what I mean? But
that's me. I retired. I think I do more now than I did before I retired.
I think you announced your retirement and 5 people hit you up. And
oh, yeah. I mean, you think, well, I'm just going to do a few shows. And those few shows, you got to worry about sound. You got to worry about, promoting. You got to do all this stuff. And it's like, guys,
I can tell you all about
so
that
much
as
stuff.
the manager.
Yeah. Our manager, he does the same thing. He's always on the phone with me. I'm like, okay, man. Okay, I got you. Just book it. So.
You can't get through these bars that 20-amp breakers for power is not what you need.
Back in the day, there were some shady places I played really that I was like, that microphone, as soon as I touched that, or I was holding my guitar, I would get zapped across the room. You know what I mean? And I'm like, can you please fix your electric maybe once,
We played a town where they lied to you about the electric hookup. Remember, it was like coming off of the fire building, and then all of a sudden we lost power and everything. Oh man!
Or they have generators. They're like, we got these generators. We got enough gas, and you're like, just a good old bar. That's all you hear, you know. So,
have you ever worked with those inverters?
Ugh.
We did a concert a couple times. I mean, we ran his Bose system and the lights and your soundboard to him.
Did you?
Yeah, it was pretty nice. It was a Furman brand.
Yeah. Thanks to Rent Center.
Brian up at Rent Center.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to buy some of them. Man, they're
very expensive. Yeah,
they're not cheap.
No, they're not.
No.
Yeah, you know. They use once in a while.
Yeah.
Not all the time. I mean, if you're going to be using them all the time, it'd be worth it. But.
It'd be good if I saw that they were having a deal like rent it for the weekend for $50. I mean, if you're going camping, that's less than the gas you'd pay for it. But I mean, what was wild is you plug those things into the wall after it was drained. It was 45 minutes and it was back up.
45 minutes.
Yeah, it was a Furman brand. I don't know.
I watch them guys from Alaska and them. They're always setting up them panels and stuff. You know, I'm like, you got an RV.
These will work off a solar panel.
Yeah,
we'll do that too.
Yeah. I was like, I could do that. My wife's like, no air conditioner. No. I was like, yeah, babe. I get solar panels. I can have all this, air conditioner I want. And she's like, I don't think so. Just visit.
Yeah.
So
now, do you do any like recording of music?
Yes, I do. It's funny. I was talking to a friend not too long ago. I used to record like 8-track or 4-track when I was like 16, 17 years old.
Like layering
song ideas.
Yeah.
Just song ideas. So I have this shoebox about this big full of those Maxwell 80-minute, the high definition thing.
Right.
And sometimes when I need inspiration, I'll go back and listen to them and I go, what was I thinking when I wrote that? Or you ever met an old soul like a kid that when you talk to them, they sound like they're 80 years old?
Yeah, my daughter.
Seriously, like they're deep. And I heard a couple songs I wrote and I went, where was I at that time, and why do I sound like an 80-year-old guy? Like I sound like George Jones, talking about a hard time. Maybe I lost my girl at the time, but anyways, So I went through all them tapes and do that. But I started with a studio in a room with a friend of mine, and we had no idea how to do this stuff. So we're looking on the internet, we're asking people, nobody's telling us because if they got a studio, they're not going to tell you because they're going to lose money.
Yes,
I'm like, what? Why?
Yeah.
Anyways, and we started with 12 by 12 room, and then I remodeled my rec room downstairs, and then things get bigger, things get more, and then I start buying all the stuff. So I've been doing that for about, I want to say 15 years, recording myself, but I love that part. Yeah. I love performing. Don't get me wrong. I love playing in front of like 10, 20, 30. I don't care how many people are out there, but I love performing. But there's something about sitting down, starting with a medley or a chorus, and you just go with it. You know what I mean? And you mess around and mess with knob. I think I just love the knob part. You're sitting there, you're like, let's see. And my wife would be yelling downstairs, it sounds fine. Leave it alone.
Exactly.
I was like, my voice sounds crackly on that one. You know what I mean? So so we're supposed to be me and the guitarist, we've been kind of mixing up, and then we got a guy that's going to be mastering stuff. So we're going to have a CD out, hopefully. Praying on that. Hopefully by the end of August or early September. So hopefully we'll get some singles out there, and people call them EP. I just call them an album. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not fancy.
EP and or LP.
Yeah, I'm like, who cares? Album. It's music. It's coming out.
Well, an EP's 5 songs, an LP's like 6. Then you do the album would be 12 probably.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I have so many songs. It's not even funny. Yeah. And I mean, some songs is like I wrote a song about a cat, and I had no idea. I was like, was I drunk or high at this age? You know what I mean? Yeah. Because it's the year on it. It's like I was 17. I might have had some hash. You know what I mean? Right. You never know. But not now. This ain't.
Well, the problem is nobody has CDs anymore.
No.
Nobody has a CD player.
Everything is like, Spotify and all that, which is not bad to do, but, they still mess with your stuff. They compress. Everything gets compressed as it goes. Like your videos, YouTubes and stuff. Everything just starts getting compressed. And you're like, that's not what it's supposed to sound. But, and everybody's so worried about how it sounds on a phone. And it's like, don't worry about that. Just if it sounds good to you and you're not really screwing up too bad and you use a metronome, you're good.
Yeah.
You know, some people don't
you
do
can't
that.
go off your cell phone because it does not sound
No,
like good.
no, it's thin, it's flat, it's just mono. You don't want that. You want stereo. You know, not like I'm an expert. I'm just saying I know a guy. So, but yeah, man, that's what we've been doing recording.
Bare minimum, you can get a condenser mic that USB's right into your phone. I mean, if you're going to go,
if you want to try that, I don't know if that works too well.
I said bare minimum. Sorry.
I know you did. I'm not knocking you. I'm just saying.
Right.
Yeah, get yourself an interface and some kind of DAW, and you might be all right. You know. But yeah, I've been recording, doing that stuff.
And I'm assuming you're not putting a chord progression into Suno AI and being like, write me something.
AI. You know, those are for karaoke singers. You know what I mean? People who don't play an instrument. Those are for them.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that's doing that out there.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes
they get on AI and say 2 words and it makes the song.
Yeah, and it writes a song. Now, I'm like, why? How do you feel? How do you portray yourself if you put that out? If you don't even play an instrument and you go on these BMI and stuff and you take someone's song and it's like some guy at Piggly Wiggly down in Nashville and he wrote this song and hell of a good, and you take his song or her song and then you just karaoke it and then put it on the radio. How do you live with yourself?
Yeah.
Like, I want to sing my stuff. And if I can relate, say I'm playing to 20 people, right? If I can relate to 5 people and they relate back to me, I'm happy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I don't care. You know, I do it for myself. I don't do it for, you know, oh, this is going to get me on the radio.
Right.
I'm going to have a tour bus. Get out of here. Yeah, I'll jump in my Jeep and go. Tell me where, you know?
It's that difference between playing a show and gigging.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got artists that they have to play the show and they're doing it for numbers, or
Well, that's a lot of people always ask me why I bought a tour bus. I said, I didn't buy a tour bus for any artists.
Yeah.
I bought a tour bus for me.
Yeah.
It's
I
so
wanted
cool
to go out
have
and do
one
things.
now.
I wanted to go out and do things with it.
Yeah.
I could care less of who it was going to be in it. My thing was I got to drive it into Jamboree in the Hills.
Oh, that's sweet.
And I cried when I was driving down that road.
Did
I
you
literally
get stuck?
cried.
Did you get it stuck? A lot of people I saw.
I got it stuck out.
let me tell you a story about this.
Okay.
First time we took it out, we are playing Tappan Lake. Was it Tappan?
It was up that way
No,
somewhere.
it was Atwood.
Atwood.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
so first time we took this bus was Atwood. Perfect, sunny, 80-degree day. We play this concert. He parks his bus in the grass.
right
We
behind
get
the stage.
yeah, right behind the stage. We go by. It's like 3 feet. They're 3 feet in the ground. They're like, oh yeah, it rained the night before. So the closest breaker tow truck big enough to get this out was in Cincinnati. So
Really?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
that was
happened.
yeah. So we
You don't want to call Middle Creek on that one, boys.
man, yeah. So I mean, then the chain snap. They're trying to get us
I
out.
was trying to pull it out with a pickup truck. And the chain
Oh my
snapped.
God! You should have just left it there until it just started warming up more. You know?
But yeah, I mean, that was my only goal in my lifetime with that tour bus was to drive in the Jamboree in the Hills.
Yeah.
And I got to do it twice.
That's awesome.
Well, it's funny because
different
your life
bands.
was music and trucking, and you kind of like
Yes.
combine them.
Combine
into,
it, that's
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I mean, I worked out at Jamboree in the Hills for 32 years, and I've always saw all them tour buses coming in there. And, you know, it's a lot of people, they don't care. You know, it's just an act coming in there. Me, see that tour bus come down through there was like, man, I want to do that someday.
Yeah.
You know, Brad Paisley, for instance, comes rolling in there with like 8 of them. You know, and I'm just like, man, someday I'll get to do that. Just
One of
be
these
part
days.
of that,
And I
yeah, be
finally
part of
did.
that system, yeah.
Yeah, I probably never had that.
Well,
But you know,
I went to Kelly Tucker. I said, so can I get the longest distance? So she said, what do you mean? I said, well, I drove from the top of the hill to here. I said, I ought to get the longest distance.
A record for it.
have a little go kart for you. You know,
Because I
run
just
back.
live right there on Plainfield. So I drove it a half
I
a
don't
mile.
know. I think tour bus thing's kind of cool. It is.
I mean, it is, but it's, you better be some money in your pocket.
Money.
to
Oh,
do
the
it.
fuel.
Yes.
Could you imagine nowadays
oh
how
my
much they're
God,
spending
man.
on fuel?
If it was
Well, when I
$500
filled
a
mine up,
tank,
it was
and,
$350 to $400 just to fill the tank
Right.
back
Yeah.
then. Now
Back
it'd probably
then.
be $600-700.
yeah.
Yeah, well, think about those truckers that are going cross country and coming back. Oh, Lord have mercy. The diesel fuel, you know, it goes a long way, but
Yeah.
maybe not that much, you know.
About 3 months ago, I was looking at oil prices and projected oil prices. I immediately went out and started downing trees.
Especially
I'm like,
in-
oh, I got a wood burner. I'm like, not burning. I'm not calling Belmont Carson this year.
Yeah, owner operators is the ones that they got to be hurting.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Everybody's hurting. If you go to the grocery store, it's like, oh my gosh, something that would cost you like, I don't know, $40 at the grocery store. You come back home, it's $200, and you're like, Dude, my wife's
I say that all the time.
She's always mad about it. She comes home, she's like, I had coupons. And like, you remember when that show came out and then women would have those coupons
Extreme
and they'd get
coupon,
like
yeah.
house full of like toilet paper.
The store would owe them money by the end of it. Yeah.
And she tried that for the longest time. And I was like, give it up. Give it up. Kroger's is not going to give you the love, babe.
Right.
Just let it go, you know? And she would always say, well, if I get this one. And she used to yell at me too, because I go to store, I know exactly where I'm going. I know the aisles, right?
Yeah,
Till Kroger's changed that amount to Shawano, damn you. And then I had to learn again.
Yeah.
But once I figured that out, I go in and out. I'm in and out. I don't care about deals. I'm like, you need mayo? There it is. Helmets. You need this? I'm there. In and out. But she used to be so pissed at me. She'd be like, you didn't buy 3 of them. You were supposed to buy 3. I'm like, I don't know. Why can't you get that deal for Busch Light or something? You know what I mean?
Because I used to go in Sam's Club, me and my mom come out of there with 3 cartfuls of stuff, $200.
Oh yeah.
Now you can't get a half a cart for $200.
I remember my mom used to have 2 grocery carts growing up, and she would stop. Once she fills up these carts, and I used to hate it as a kid because she'd go through the coupons, and she'd sit there and she'd tell me to hold on, and I'd be like, yeah, here we go. So a store run would take 3 hours, but she would spend, I don't know, like over $100 and have all this food, you know, and we'd be stocked up for the winter. She would have Campbell's for like months, you know what I mean? So I don't know.
I was talking to my buddy of mine that his wife's pregnant. He's going to have a kid like in 3 months. He's like, what's the biggest difference? Like everyday life being a dad. I'm like, when you go to a store, you drive 5 minutes, you get what you need, come back. I'm like, add 45 minutes getting ready for the store, add 45 minutes of wind down time when you come back.
Depends on the age though. When they're young, you got to chase them around, get them dressed, get them in the car seat.
I got a 5 and 2-year-old right now.
Oh Lord, so that's big. I've been there, done that, bub, and I'm telling you now, it's so much easier. She knows what she wants. She knows when she's hungry. She gets her stuff, And when I say we got to go, she's in the car, and I'm like, thank God. Because it was a fight.
Yeah.
It was a fight, Extra clothes in case they poop themselves. Oh, my Lord. Cheerios in the seat, You know what I'm talking about.
They know the perfect time to request something or when they need something. Right.
I got to go to the bathroom. We just stopped at the rest area like 2 minutes ago, And you're standing out there, and when you have girls,
I didn't have to go then.
Yeah, when you have girls, they can't just do what boys do. I'm just telling you, and it's very difficult. It's like, well, you gotta, come on, honey, hurry up. Just, you're over the guardrail, and they're trying not to fall over the hill. Yeah, trust me, it's fun.
Yeah, Doug was telling me a story about his trucking days of using a guardrail, and I had my speakerphone on my phone. I had to turn it. I had to sprint across my kitchen and turn it.
I said I used to just pull the truck over and hang over the guardrail.
Have toilet paper in the cab.
He's telling me this. My daughters are like looking wide-eyed.
Really?
I mean, your rest areas are 170 miles apart.
Yeah.
What are you supposed to do?
You don't know what you'll catch.
You're not going to pull a big rig into McDonald's just to go and go to the bathroom.
Right. We're across the street. I've seen that. And I have a couple friends whose dads were truck drivers, and I don't know how
garbage bags.
They talked about the lot lizards. Like you have to lock the door because they'll literally open the door on you. And I went on a trip because we were going to Idlewild or something, and he had to make a trip, so he took me with him. And we went, and I'm telling you what, dude, he's like, okay, if anyone opens the door, let me know. And I was sitting up all night. I was like, I'm not tired, and this sucks.
Yeah. I used to work at the DeCarlos in up Triadelphia, right by across from the TNA truck stop, right by like Fritz the Cats and Jill's. And I remember because it used to be half bar, half DeCarlos with the parlor in the back. And I remember looking across. And you guys have pulling in, you'll see the lot lizard like kind of do a couple laps. They'll go in the cab, and then they both come out, go to the bar and order in calzone.
Hey, baby.
Yeah, you start to recognize them when they come in every night.
And you're like, no. And then you're like, why does he have an Adam's apple on? You got to watch out for that. You never know. But that's crazy. Truckers, I don't know how you guys could just travel all day.
And you must have done it before electronic logging too.
Really?
So you probably were just going
outlaw trucker there.
Yeah, I got to do whatever I wanted back then.
Yeah, you didn't have to fill that log out until you get there, huh?
I actually run 3 log books.
Oh, I'll tell you, I ran a logbook one time for work, and I was like, now, how, what? I mean, you got to be a genius to do that. Yeah. It's like, I got to put a ruler.
Especially if you run 3, you better have your right one when you hand it to them.
I'm not. I'd kill little people.
Well, that's we pulled in one in, I think it was New Mexico, and this guy kept asking me for a green card, and I couldn't understand a damn word he said. He kept saying, "I need a green card. I need a green card." So I just reached back and grabbed something green and handed it to him. Go ahead.
I see. And they took off. Huh? Andale. Yeah.
I'm like, "What is a green card? I have no idea what you're talking about."
Oh man. Yeah.
I heard a joke one time. They were talking about the electronic logging, and they said, "What did truckers do? What did they use before electronic logging?" They said a little spoon.
Why? I mean, you could drive hours and hours, and they didn't care. Now you can't.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, if you're not pulled over, the truck will shut off now.
Yeah.
That's great.
It'll shut off?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
It'll give you
Fords
15 to 20
soon.
minutes to get somewhere to park.
Man.
Is what I've heard. I've never drove any of the new stuff,
That's crazy.
because that's where you see trucks just sitting along the highway anymore. They
Yeah.
go to where they can't, and they have to
Exits.
stop.
Yeah, they start lining up along them.
Because I remember, I have a fire radio, and I listen to people complaining about trucks parked along the highway. They can't do anything about it because they can't drive another 15 feet or another mile to get to a truck stop. They had to pull over wherever that truck says it's got to. So I mean, that's
Call
gotta
you
suck.
the band, dude. I bet you it's when you start trucking up. You sold
It's no more
smoke.
Smoking the Bandit.
Yeah. You thought that old Camaro, or not Camaro, but Trans Am was coming for you, huh? Every time I hear that song, I'm like, my foot just hits that gas. Yeah.
What was the other one? That had the monkey or whatever.
Oh, the right turn, left turn, Clyde. What was that? Clint Eastwood?
Yeah, it was Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, I can't remember what the name of it was.
That was a classic.
Was it
too.
Any Which Way But Loose? What was
remember.
that?
I don't remember.
Was that the monkey one?
Any which way?
Was that? I just popped in my head. I could be completely off.
Yeah,
Well, yeah. At least you didn't say Footloose or something.
right, yeah.
That would have been like, this guy.
So, what's your favorite place to play venue? If you had to have a permanent residency where you couldn't play anywhere else,
Nowhere else.
what's home to you?
I'd like to play at home. You know, remember COVID? I love that stuff.
Oh yeah.
I was in boxers, y'all. When you saw, I would sit there and play. You know, and no, I don't know. Probably some big. I would love to be able to play at Jamboree again.
Oh man.
The campgrounds. I used to play the campgrounds, and dude, I had bull riding behind me, and I swear there was stuff I saw back there that I was just like, oh, where was I? You know. But the campgrounds, I think, at Jamboree were better than the barn.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to be honest, because it was more a party there than it was out there. You know what I mean?
There's
I used
so
to
many.
do the Campground D, the thing before the thing.
I used to camp
I
out
had more
Valley,
fun
dude.
there than I did at Jamboree now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody that would say I didn't go to Jamboree, it was a redneck fest. I'm like, so you didn't see Old Buddy Jack at Valley View at 1 a.m. I feel that is,
Old Buddy Jack. Oh yes. I mean, we had some good local entertainment and local entertainers that used to do that. You know, we had Joe Zellick. We had him there. We had Tim Allum.
Tim Allum, I was just going to say his
I was going
name.
to say Tim Allum when you mentioned COVID. He did that one live stream. I raising money for something. It was crazy.
Yeah. You know, the funny thing with him is he could sound exactly like Garth Brooks. So I'm not trying to cut this dude down, but up there they had a food truck up at Ogilvy, and they had this wannabe Garth Brooks guy dressed like him and stuff. So Tim, I saw Tim there, and I said, "Hey Tim, I bet you can out sing that guy in a heartbeat." He just smiled at me. He didn't say nothing. He said, "I'm retired, Paul." I said, "You can never retire from music. You can never do it." And he smiled and had his kids, beautiful family, beautiful wife, and good dude, you know. But we just, I think Jamboree gave us the opportunity to have local artists, you know, show what we got, you know.
Yeah, they did that side stage there for a while.
I mean, we had Matt Van Fossen, good bro. You know, Joe Zellick, he was a good dude.
Joseph's sisters, they were
Joseph's sisters. I remember that. Sorry, I forgot about them too. They were a great group too. And we always played, you know, kind of everybody would play at the same places, you know, and kind of like back in the day when we had J-Bo's. You remember J-Bo's?
I missed out on that.
Oh, you missed out.
I was in high school, but man, you guys talking about J-Bo's office. I get so
me and Bone was talking about it.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Shout out Joe Bone.
I mean, we had that place was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe some underage drinking and maybe a little token out back, but it was good.
Yeah,
it was a good place. And the Wings
Swing Club.
Swing Club. Well, Generation now. Well, yeah, same thing. But I even
Well, the
noticed.
swing club was upstairs.
Yeah,
Back then.
yeah,
Now
up there. Now they have
downstairs,
like weddings and
yeah.
stuff. But I noticed this, and I don't know if you guys can feel me on this one. I noticed that it seems like we're losing people coming out anymore. Have you noticed that? Like it's kind of turning into like a graveyard. You know what I mean?
Almost need a big festival or something.
A festival, or you got to play early.
Yep.
Or because I kind of feel bad for like the new, like Gage Joseph, like he's going out trying to play, and I kind of feel bad because they don't have that experience to like the campgrounds and jamboree and stuff like we
I don't know
did.
how many times.
Yeah, and we had fun doing it, But there's so much talent in this valley; it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I tell you, a lot of musicians in this valley that I've met over the years are just the coolest people in the world. You know what I mean? And if they're asses.
They don't really have anywhere to go.
There's
Generations, that's about it. I mean, there's no other bigger stages, really.
Yeah.
Capitol Music Hall, but I mean, you got to.
Oh, you got to be. Come on now. Come on, let's slow it down. You think you're gonna see me at the Capitol?
But big stages, where are you going to play?
I don't know. I mean, and that's a shame. I think that we're just losing because I think after COVID, it was a blessing and it was a curse because in the beginning. Music before COVID happened, we all got locked up. So we were all playing out. Every single person's playing this place, same place. They were playing the same places 3 or 4 times, and then you had your gig whores that were doing it cheaper, and then we were getting screwed.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, COVID hit, and you saw the real musicians. I mean, I saw even Brad fumble a little bit when he was doing it.
Yeah.
And I said, this shows what real musicians are.
Yeah.
Acoustic, a piano, people singing, and it kind of gave the reality and took away all the stardom, big show crap. You know what I mean? And it brought everybody down to earth. And it was a blessing. But now everybody's like, well, I don't have to go out anymore. I can just buy a 12-pack and stay at home and watch Netflix or something or whatever. Not that kind of Netflix, you know what I mean? And but yeah, I just noticed that. I was like, man, everything's just kind of, the shows aren't as big. The crowds aren't as big anymore. You know what I mean? And everybody's got to go home at 10 or 11 o'clock.
Yeah. There's no like one concert
Johnny
ends.
talks about that on the radio station all the time.
Do they?
Yeah.
And it's amazing to me.
Johnny
and
said,
it's nothing.
I can remember I got home at 4 o'clock in the morning. So now I'm home in bed at 11.
Right. Yeah. I remember packing up, and I think I get home at 4 o'clock, get maybe an hour's sleep, go to work. You know what I mean? That's how it was, loading up equipment and unloading, especially if it's wintertime. But
well, Generations is bringing it back. They're starting at 10, 11 o'clock now. They're going to
Yeah, they had a bike night. They're doing bike nights and stuff, which I don't know. It's kind of like I like to play on the stage inside. I think, I like bike nights. Don't get me wrong, but I think the inside gigs are nice. The AC's nice. That's nice. And it's easier on your guitars because you're not adjusting the neck every time and changing your strings.
Yeah.
But it's crazy.
I brought it up on one of the last podcasts too. I think people are like, when you actually get people to a concert too, so many people are worried about being like clipped up, getting on a phone that they don't even want to dance.
Yeah. They're scared to do that, I think. Yeah. Unless they're like that, nothing against a 65-year-old that had enough bush in her that she's ready to dance.
Yeah.
Let's dance, Yeah, they'll be up there. And I've seen that. I've seen a lot of that. I've been flashed before, and it was scary. But no, it's, maybe it's that. I don't know. I just think that we're kind of losing that. I like going out and play. And the other thing is there's so many musicians out there, but there's not a lot of musicians that write songs. You know what I mean? And we're losing that too. The creative side, it's like I can write a song about a hot dog if I want to. You know what I mean? I love writing songs. Yeah. And if I capture that, that's awesome. But I notice there's a lot of people where it's like, I'm not trying to insult people that watch this, but the he or she, mommy and daddy, has pushed them all their life and said, you're better than butterflies and gumdrops every time you sing. And you're the best, but they don't play music, they don't play any instrument. And they go out and they play, and mommy and daddy spends all this money and gets them out on the stage and spends all the best drummers, buys that, and you're just sitting there like, okay, cool. You got no originality whatsoever. And that's the thing I'm starting to see. You show the cleavage, have the tight pants, have the porn stash, you got something going. Put that cowboy hat on, that Stetson, just nice. I'm not as drunk as I used to, you know, whatever. But no.
One of the things I'm always telling Gage is he has his own songs, but he never sings them.
It's tough.
They're like feared that if you sing it, nobody's going to like you or something. You want to do the cover tunes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the cover tunes might bring it down a little bit, but if you have one person that is going to be a fan, like, and buy that original album,
one person turns to two turn. But here's the thing, I can relate to him doing that, because there's times that I'm like, I want to play my originals, and then it seems like if I do, am I going to lose that
crowd,
energy? Am I going to lose that crowd?
That's exactly what he's.
And you got to overcome it and say, you know what, screw you. I want to play my stuff, and that's why I tell the guys we play at least three or four originals. Mm-hmm. We try just to give it, and then people they're relating to, and then you could get feedback and go, they didn't like that song, so I'm going to try this, you know. But I wouldn't do it right off that first set. You know what I mean? I'd get them people, because that. First,
you got to get them drunk.
First 3 songs, that too. Mm-hmm. The first 3 songs is when people go, I like them. Mm-hmm. I like them. You know, my opinion. I could be wrong. I'm not an expert.
I think you're pretty close to it.
I mean, but that's 3 songs is a standard for bands. But like after that 3rd song, what's up, everybody? We are. You know, that's when you do. Yeah,
it's like when I listen to Adrian Niles. He is straight. He could play any original or cover, any cover around here, but he doesn't. He plays original, man. He's true to his passion, and he's one of those guys that's like, there's only a few guitarists I admire in this valley, and it's not cutting down on anybody out there. It's just people that I grew up playing out since I was 16 in these small honky-tonk bars, you know. I mean, I snuck out when I was 16. A buddy of mine, his grandma played in a Western polka band, and I would sneak in and do gigs with her. First money, get how much this was. $10. I was loaded. It was at the Downs, you know, the Down bar down there.
Right.
So anyways, it was like I started doing this, and there's a lot of guitarists out there like Roger Horde, Kelly Jones, just to name a few, and Adrian Niles is another one. You know, I admire him, just how he plays, how he sings, and he's true to himself, man. He's got more balls than I do to go out there and play like a whole set of nothing but your own stuff. You know what I mean? Because I feel if you're playing your own stuff, I feel this way too. So you can tell Gage, I agree with them. It's I'm afraid that I'm gonna lose that energy. You know, if I'm not playing that cover and I start playing my originals all the time, people are not gonna come to my shows, which means I'm not gonna get the gigs. You know what I mean? So sometimes you just gotta say, what do I want to do? Do I want to be an artist, or do I want to be a performer, or do I want to be both? So that's how I look. I call myself an artist and a performer. You know? So it doesn't matter what I'm doing. I just love people, and I love hanging out with people. Right. You know?
Well, look at most of your bigger acts. They're singing other people's songs too.
Yeah. I mean, you know, Hank Williams Jr. lived off that.
Yeah.
You know, Can't You See? And he was doing all these other covers, and you're like, hey, they made it like that. Waylon did it. You know, George Jones, all them of the greats back then. But you know, I just feel that anymore. There's not a lot of, hey, I'm going to help you because you're local. You know, we don't got a lot of that anymore. Yeah. You know, and I think all musicians should work together. Yeah. And be like, hey, go check him out or her out. You know, if I'm not playing, go check them out.
Doug Richardson. That's what exactly what he does.
Always about networking.
And I'm the same way. I'm like, look, we're all in this. You know, let's work together. You know, if we can help each other out, maybe that's the problem. Yeah. Maybe we need to work.
Whether you like that kind of music or that style of music, go anyway, you know.
You know, I respect you as a musician. If you play and sing, I respect you. I don't care if you go out and play one show every 3 months or you play shows every single weekend. I respect you. Yeah. Now, if you're a dick, I don't respect you. You know, if you're one of those people, it's like, I'm better than you. It's like
they definitely get exposed fast in the Valley because it's so tight knit. It's so respectful. Everybody's so professional. When you have one guy in the corner going like,
And you're like, who are you, man? Get on the page, man. If you don't like people, why are you an entertainer? That's my question. I like everybody. I like all kinds of music, and I've been known to hear hip hop and rap too. And I have danced. Okay, Snoop Dogg, baby. Anyways, but I feel that I think that might be the problem too. Is if everybody starts working together as like a brotherhood and a sisterhood in the valley, maybe we could all get together and say, let's put on our own kind of thing. Yeah. Let's all get together and say, you play, you sing, let's go. You know, who cares? Help one another, It's
like you were saying about how people with studios were holding back, like,
they wouldn't tell you crap.
It was the same thing with the podcast and when you're saying about collaborating. When people wanted to start it, they were hesitant to ask me about stuff. Like to help them get their started. I'm thinking like worst case scenario is your podcast blows up, I go on it, and then both of our networks increase. I mean, that's the only.
Yeah. And that's how that works. But a lot of them don't think like that. Like there's politics in everything. Keep this in mind. Like there's politics in everything, whether it's music, hunting videos, maybe it's just a podcast. Everybody seems like they're against everybody. You know what I mean? You always got those one group that you're like, what is your deal? And they think they can do better than you. Dude, we're doing the same thing you're doing. We might have better equipment or something, but we're still singing the same songs that you were doing because we all sing close to the same song, except for the old standards. We kind of all said, enough with Sweet Home Alabama. Give me 3 steps, for God's sake. As soon as I hear a band do that, I'm like, I'm out of here. I can't take this anymore. But anyways, back to what I'm saying, it's like everyone should just work together, man. But there's politics in everything, So if we can,
that's the way I am. I don't care who or what you are. I'll be there.
Now I'm gonna make fun of you. I'll have fun with you, but that's my personality. I'll joke with you if I know you or I get to know you. I'll joke around with you, but when it comes down to it, it's like and I've done this for musicians too. When we started playing again. Like there was some gigs they call me. I'm like, man, I'm not ready. We've had maybe a month rehearsal. I'm still looking for a drummer. I'm still trying to get everything tight. And I'd be like, hold on, let me make a phone call. And then I text someone or call them and get them gigs. And that's the way I feel you should be. It's like,
exactly.
If I can't do it, why should I just say, well, nobody's gonna do it? If you're like that, you're in the wrong business, dude.
Well, that was John Bowman. I had a hard time. He would go to these like Mike nights and stuff. He wouldn't bring his guitar. Finally, I said, bring your guitar. Get up there and play. No, I'm like, get up there. Now he's every day. He called me. He wants to be there Thursday night again.
Little stage rust, get that off.
Getting him back out, doing it.
Yeah. Sometimes people are like, hey, I have a peeve. Like, if you're performing, the one thing that used to bother me a lot, they come up and say, well, what are you guys playing? You got a set list? And they're looking for your set list on stage, and you're like, no, I don't have one. Why do you want? Or they say, well, we're in a band. It's like, great. What you guys do, or who are you? And they go, hey, you think during your break we could come up and play? And I'm like, yeah, I took the time to drive to get this gig. Let me just give this to you. You know what I mean? Yeah, let you play this $1,000 guitar that I don't even know you. But and that's my pet peeve. I'm like, why do you do that? You know what I mean? But other than that, like as far as if they said, hey man, how'd you get this gig? I'd be like, well, let me write down a contact. Call he or she. See what you can do. Hey, put me down. Say, hey, I'll live for you. I'll be like, yeah, they're great. Unless I go back and they're like, that band sucked. And I'll be like, oh, that wasn't the band I meant. No, I thought it was someone else, But yeah, I mean, I think we need more of that. And there's a lot of country singers out there. There's a lot. I'm more country, southern rock, grit. That's what I am. Yeah. But I'm more of a artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not like straight country. I like the traditional country. I like the new country, but I like country with drive.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
Yeah, not the old crying your beer stuff.
Yeah, not like, you stop loving her today. My dad said that one time. He said, why don't you play that song? It's like, because I don't want to
put people to sleep.
I want to stick my 45 to my head. Okay?
Yeah.
But no, it's just,
I mean, if you're in an older crowd, you might want to do that. Just
you got to please the crowd.
Please them.
Yeah, especially volume. You always, and have you ever noticed, I don't know if you ever saw this before, because you guys played out. You ever notice like the older folks, not cutting them down, but they would always sit in front of the speakers,
every
and then they would come up and bitch because it's too loud, and I'm like, look, Ethel, quit sitting by the sub, those Depends ain't gonna handle that sub when that kick goes, But I
I've
always
seen that a
wonder.
lot.
Yeah, have you? And it always happens. Seems they're like, turn it down. I'm like, well, if we're over by the bar, nobody can hear me. So what do you want me to do?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I'll play a solo show out the farm restaurant every once in a while, and when I'm setting up in their audition, I'll usually have a table of older ladies be like, how loud you going to be? This might not be good. I look around and they're the only table. I'm like, I'm not playing for 2 more hours. I'm not for you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Have you went down to Nashville and done anything at all? Or
I was at Chattanooga. This is years ago. A buddy of mine was stationed near Chattanooga. So I went down. I said, I'm going to go down and see what this is all about. Went down there, and then they were like, hey, you can set up a tip jar down here and play. And I said, I'm going to do it,
Yeah.
But I did it, and I was like, this is cool, but it's expensive to live down here, and this ain't my thing. I'll just see what I can do,
Yeah.
But it's like Nashville, and then some people do that. They go down, they'll play at like a bar for tips, right? And you could do this at Bowery's too, and Myrtle Beach too, where Alabama started. You can go down there and set up a tip jar and just play. I did that too. But a lot of these people go down there and do that, and then they come back and say, I played in Nashville. I'm a Nashville artist.
Accordion.
And you're like...
Or they'll do a writer's round or something. Where they
and you're like, okay, all right. And then they go down and do the writer's thing, and they spend money to do it. Like they pay them to have them listen to their stuff, and they're like, oh, you're great. And they're like, he thought I was special. You know what I mean? And you're like, you're not. Yeah.
I would think you were special too if you were paying me.
Yeah,
What I mean?
I mean, if someone pays me, I'll be like, you sound great. You sound great. Make that scratch,
You sound great. I'm working on this? Yes, that's right. Yeah,
great. But I mean, some people do that, which, how are you going to get a shot? I mean, I don't know if Nashville's the way anymore. It's more just
the difference from the last time I was down there with you guys. My wife just went down there. She's like, you would not believe how commercialized everything is. Like Printer's Alley, where we used to play fiddle and steel, where like Rascal Flatts got discovered. That little thing right there, they completely gone. It's now just like Jason Aldean, like Brian's, and just like the big ones,
the big prep country, prep country. I know. I mean, I like Jason Aldean, but. It's just crazy anymore, man. I don't think that's the way. And you just go online.
He's got that across from the Tequila Cowboy.
What is it?
Isn't who's across from the Tequila Cowboy? I'm trying to think who it is. I think it's Jason.
It might be Aldean's. I think so. I think you're right.
Sure not Blake's?
Well, you're saying Tequila Cowboy. Is that in Nashville
Pittsburgh.
too?
I'm talking about in Pittsburgh.
I thought we were talking Nashville.
No, I'm talking Pittsburgh. I think Aldean's is right across from
it. It is. Yeah. You're right. Yeah, no, Nashville. I think. Yeah.
Sorry, I should have said Pittsburgh.
Yeah, like you were about to say anymore. It's just like you can do it from anywhere.
You can. You can really, if you got a phone, you can do anything.
If you know how to take long form content and make it into the most short form content you can, that's the way to go.
It's not hard to figure out, you know. And it's like mixing. You either got the ear for it. I mean, you got to know the technique. Don't get me wrong. You got to know. Well, you know, at certain dBs, the bass has to be at this, and the kick's got to be at this. You got to understand that. But if you got a good ear, I mean, you can make some pretty good stuff in your house.
Are you guys running your sound mono, or are you doing digital?
We're running, I believe, mono.
Okay, that's him. That's him. Yeah,
or
analog. I'm sorry, analog. I don't know why I just said mono. Yeah,
digital's.
Yeah, I stayed analog.
Yeah.
A couple of the guys that I've done sound with, they're going back to analog.
Are they?
They don't like the digital.
Really?
Yeah. There's so much new stuff coming out now that I'm like, this is creepy, you know. And my guitarist is one of those guys.
I think analog sounds clearer than what digital does.
I've
always said that.
It depends on who you talk to. Everybody has an opinion
that's true.
about everything. Which lawnmower's better?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But no, I mean, my guitar's the same way. He every new thing that comes out, he's like, oh, did you hear these new ears?
Really?
Did you hear that? I said, no. And he gets them, and I try them. I'm like, yeah, they sound like the other ears I had, you know? So.
Well, one of the top sound men in this valley says that he'd like to go back to analog.
Analog.
Bill? Yeah. You referring to Bill?
Graham. Billy.
DG Audio, yep.
Billy.
He was just like, I don't know why I ever went over to digital. He said, I have all these analog boards in the shed, they're boat anchors.
Mm-hmm.
He said, because I had to go digital because nobody wants the analog anymore.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, I think it sounds way better.
Oh, Bill, he's a legend.
But I mean, you don't have to have the power amps and all that crap anymore. Everything's all right into the speakers. You just carry a speaker in, away you go. Used to be you had to carry 20 power amps in, 50 speakers, you know, and all kinds of crap.
18s, you need 3 of them, and now it's all light. And that's what we're trying to do. Like, we're trying to make it smaller.
Yeah.
So we were playing smaller gigs with it's kind of like a drum machine at first, because I was like, all we're going to do, we want to play the smaller clubs and not go crazy with the drums. Well, now we got 2 drummers, and it's like, well, here we go again. You know, I want to start small, not do something crazy. And then there's a request for it. So
Yeah.
I'm happy. I'm doing fine.
Well, Jamboree in the Hills, I can remember they used to bring in 2 cranes and had this gigantic sound system from AC/DC. Yeah, it was an AC/DC system. They come in with that. Then all of a sudden, we built the speaker towers. Now they come down to this. It was just right up the center of the thing. Sounded louder than the big ass thing they used to put up with the cranes.
Yeah. Well, the Capitol's the same way. They
they
downsized that. Because I went to
just redid
Clint Black, and I was like, why does this sound different? I was like, I don't hear the kick.
Yeah,
You always want to hear it, feel that kick. And I couldn't hear it. And I was like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, they changed the sound system in there.
Yeah.
Civic Center needs to change. Well, West Bank Arena needs to change theirs.
Yeah.
West Bank. Well, it's whatever you got.
Yeah, I always called it the Civic Center since I was a kid. But
Yeah.
When I used to do Broadway shows at the Capitol, I'd do like production stagehand work back there. And those bay doors at the Capitol were so low compared to the speakers that they were bringing in. They'd be like twice as tall as the bay doors. And you would see these guys come in with these musicals looking like horrified. Like, how do we even get these things? That's what they did. They would put it on rollers. Everybody would tilt it back. And,
man.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You'd think it'd be a little bigger.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah.
we used to take all that stuff out of the Capitol, take it out to Jamboree in the Hills. 2 truckloads of it.
Man.
Then they had all their T-shirts and everything down in the bowling alley downstairs. They'd get the football teams, and they'd line up the kids up the steps, and they just boxes right out into the truck.
Wow.
There's a bowling alley down there
Yeah.
too. Why
Yeah.
can't we open that up?
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't bowl for shit.
I mean, I took a 53-foot box trailer, a 25-foot box trailer, and 2 box vans every year over to Capitol to haul their merchandise out to
That's
Jamboree in the Hills.
insane. Insane. Where did they all go? Where did it all go? It's just gone. It's insane.
Yeah, just to think now, like like when my kids grow up, not to be able to explain like Jamboree in the Hills to them. Like, I swear, I mean, there's 40,000 there. I mean, I've seen.
Yeah,
them,
we
but-
decorated coolers.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
Yeah.
You know, and we wore Daisy Dukes, and it was cool. You know,
When I played there, like I definitely played a lot more bigger crowds, but I just remember thinking like I'm on every TV in every waiting room, because I remember like back in the day, like you go to the hospital, every waiting room had that on TV, every household, and just to think like
I think all the news anchors that went through there too. Like,
Yeah.
When did Channel 7 had it first, and then they went to Channel 9?
I think so. Yeah.
Wasn't it back in the day? Yeah, that was
so,
crazy. I remember that.
I
Yeah.
think Channel 7 was at the old site. Then they moved to Channel 9, the new site, I think.
Yeah, but I
Oh,
think
think
they were
that's-
still there
It was,
for a year.
just like about a year or
It
two.
wasn't very long. Then Channel 9's like, we got this, you know. And I remember.
Well, I
that.
still remember the first year at the new site. It was a mud bath.
Yeah, you're
I
telling,
showed
yeah.
him some pictures of that. They were.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it was just nothing but a mud.
I mean, every other year you get lucky. You know, it would be, what was it, like every 2 years it wouldn't rain, or it would rain on a Sunday, and nobody really cared on Sunday because they were just hungover and like, I'm tired of it. But I mean, back in the day, it was fun. You never wore flip flops. That was the biggest mistake I did. I don't care. Don't wear cowboy boots. Just wear tennis shoes. You would have been fine. You know?
Yeah.
But man, there was a lot of babies made during that time. So. Not by me, but you know, I know some guys.
Oh,
you know, but that was Jamboree, man. It was good times.
So marriage is made, divorce is made, babies.
Yeah, divorces.
I've always said on these podcasts, I wish I could say a lot of things that I've seen, but I can't.
Yeah, it's Lord.
It's,
Then they brought the horses. That was
X-rated.
fun. You're like, get up, you know, smack door. That bull riding, like I said, that'll take your breath away. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was good times then.
Then they had the foam parties. I remember a bunch of those going on too out in the campgrounds. They had that foam stuff.
I remember they always had like Copenhagen out there. You know, they had Weird Al out there one year.
Yeah,
and
I
I
remember
said,
that.
this does not fit. I mean,
Yeah.
it was one of them shows like you went up front and so you're walking by and he's like, doing his thing like Gangster Paradise or something. And you're like, yeah, when's the next act come on? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I thought, why did you put that on? I don't know. It's just who they had.
Well, I wondered the same thing. I mean, they had like ZZ Top and all kinds of people. They was trying to bring the younger crowd in, but
No, ZZ
and
was cool.
along with the older crowd and stuff, but it just didn't work sometimes.
Yeah, I think I enjoyed Montgomery Gentry when they were there. They put on a hell of a show. Kenny Chesney was there.
What is it, Third Rock from the Sun or whatever it was?
Oh, Joe
That song,
Diffie.
Joe Diffie.
Yeah,
That
Joe
was
Diffie.
awesome.
Always.
I can remember sitting there watching my goosebumps just grow up.
John
and
Deere
that
Green.
song, yeah.
That was the theme. Like a lot of people love that song, and I miss him. He was great. And that took COVID. We lost people during COVID too. A lot of great entertainers, man, and a
David
lot of
Allen
people.
Coe. We lost him.
Yeah, I mean, lost him. You know, I didn't like his living, like his ways.
Yeah.
But I respect him as an artist, and I
Yeah.
liked his songs. But some of the stuff, I'm like, what do you mean you wore a dress? You know what I mean? And what's with the dress? What's with the? I don't get this.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, what happened to the big 10-gallon hat and you know, Mister, can you make folks cry when you know? But now it just turned into yo man, you know.
Yeah.
So, but he went weird, man. He went dark. He went real dark. And Willie, I mean, God bless him, but man, him and Keith Richards, man, they're up there now.
Yeah.
They're rocking.
Willie's supposed to have this cannabis, like tequila or something he came out with. It's supposed to be
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Let's mix tequila and
something, yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
At least I got to see Toby Keith in person before he passed. That was
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's where the bus came from. That was Toby Keith's old
That's
one. We
Toby
had a big TK on the ceiling, and then everybody that would go visit, be like, did Toby use this toilet? We're like, we're
Yeah,
assuming.
Toby
was-
Keith.
Yeah.
I always thought they were full of shit, but it was true.
It was.
Yeah.
I went out to Dome Ford. I said, "Can you run this VIN number for me? See who owned this bus." It was Toby Keith. He didn't own it; he leased it.
Right,
Company
right,
through
right.
His company.
Company
yeah.
had, but he was on it.
Yeah, it was his, yeah.
Yeah, man, I would have sold tours on that. I'm like, this is
Well,
where
actually,
he
I
crapped.
did.
Oh,
I mean,
did you?
We'd pull in places, people just walk
They
through.
would just
and
form
turn
a
around,
line.
walk
They would
back
form
out.
a line like it was a museum without
These
any
are his
permission.
pants.
Yeah.
Are they? No. Yeah. Here's his coffee cup. Kiss it. Yeah, for $10. You know, I don't know, but he was a legend too, man. I thought he was great, and it was so. In the beginning, he came out. Well, it should have been a cowboy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he had He had what, the Blue Moon song, right? Blue Moon's Crying on that album, and then nothing, right?
Yeah.
And then 9/11 happened, and just
Yeah.
bam.
Mhm. Was it red?
Skyrocket.
Was it Red Solo Cup or his like?
Yeah.
No, that was the one he said it was the most stupidest song he's ever written, but it made him bank. He said on an interview. And I thought, hey, touche, buddy. Like I said, I'll
Yeah,
write a song
I'm not
about a
gonna
hot dog. It
Smoke
sells.
weed with Willie again.
Yeah, that was a good song.
Yeah.
But yeah, when he came out with that Kersey Red, White, and
Oh
Blue,
yeah.
we do that in our show, and it's people dig it. You know, some people they just kind of look at you, but you know, but there's a lot of songs we do of him, and I like. Man,
That year that he was there, he went on that Stranglehold cover for maybe 20 minutes. They would not get off of that riff. He was just walking around slurring his words.
Oh, he was trashed the last night.
Yeah.
Did you see him? He was like
'cause he went to
passing.
Valley
He come
View.
down to the after
Yeah.
party.
Did he?
Now. You
Yeah,
couldn't
he
even
came-
walk on
yeah.
stage.
I
I think it was
wasn't
like
there for
Logan. I
that.
think it was Logan Wojcik's band or somebody was playing.
No,
Oh,
Township
what?
Road.
Township Road. Okay,
Township
yeah,
Road,
Township
yeah.
Road. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he hopped
J.D.
on.
Green and-
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that show. I remember watching that show. We didn't go. Me and my wife didn't go. And man, he
Yeah, because my tour bus was sitting right behind the stage. The stage was here. The tour bus was here. Toby walked up to my bus, and they had so many cops down there. We weren't allowed off the stage. We weren't allowed even around him because he couldn't even walk.
Really?
And he went over and he's banging on the door to get in my bus, and they wouldn't let me off the stage to go let him in.
He's thinking it's time to go to sleep.
He probably think it's his old bus. It's like, hey, let me in. You know? Nah, man.
And he
I
walked
saw
up
that.
on stage and he's trying to put his foot up on the monitor and he couldn't get it there. Then he was trying to sing Johnny Be Good and it was like, yeah, good,
Yeah.
Johnny Be Good. But,
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
was slurring a little bit.
He was definitely out there.
But man, he got really sick at the end, man.
Yeah.
He looked bad. And I was like, oh, this is not good. But yeah,
that last song, "Don't Let the Old Man In," that was
touching, man.
Yeah.
And those songs right there, that's what I'm saying. If it just hits you there, some songwriters don't have that. Riley Green, I like him.
Riley Green.
Oh yeah. Morgan Wallen to a certain point,
The
but
thing about Morgan Wallen is like him, it's like Jelly Roll, like even Ella Langley. It's like Ernest is the co-writer for every single one of them.
Oh yeah.
And you can tell if you listen to it musically, you can tell this is an Ernest made song because of just the structure of it.
Yeah.
And that's I mean, it's not bad songs. I'm just saying that's my only like.
No, Riley Green writes his, I mean, he is, if you listen to his early album, I love it. It's like Dirk Bentley. When I listened to his first album, where he's got his dog, his white dog, I mean, it's great. It was a great album. And then after they changed, they want to do the pop thing. And I'm like, no.
I met Morgan Wallen up at Jurgles, didn't even know who he was.
Really?
I mean, this was before he was ever even big at all. He come walking out on stage and singing. JD said, "You know who that is, don't you?" I was like, "No." He told me. I was like, "Okay, who's that?"
yeah.
Morgan Wallen. You're like, okay, well, let me get him a beer then. I don't know. Yeah, Jelly Roll, I'm not a huge fan. I know people are like, oh, yeah, I'm just not a huge fan.
I'm about to send Facebook a message and be like, I'm good on all the Jelly Roll marriage drama for now. You've told me enough.
It's like she's a whore, James. Get over it. No, I'm sorry. But it's true. But yeah, I just nowadays you just don't have that feel anymore. A lot of people can't write from soul. Of course, they got how many writers are doing their stuff.
Yeah.
They do writing sessions. I remember Hank Jr. said, I heard of a writing session. What is that? He's like, I go on a pond and I start writing stuff, and I'm like, well, that's you, I guess. But
I think I saw a story of like Tyler Childers walking in on a writing meeting. He just walked right back.
Yeah. He don't even do. He's like, no.
Yeah. He won't even sing half the songs he writes, so he's not going to sing.
Yeah. You can talk about that. That's weird too. I mean, I'm kind of iffy on him. He's like hot and cold with me.
Yeah.
I don't. Sometimes I can listen to him, and then sometimes I'm like, no. But if I hear White House Road, I'm like, yeah.
I was going to say that Purgatory album I love.
It is a good album.
But that if I had rabies, I don't get down to that as much. But
I'm kind of like, and then some of the videos I saw, I was like, oh no. No. But no, there are some good ones out there, and then you could tell you're getting old too, because like when I saw Clint Black, and I'm not cutting him down, but his pitch was real high, and I was like, what happened to you, man? You hear all these artists that you look up to, like Tim McGraw too. I'm like, how skinny you need to go, Tim?
Oh yeah.
How much is enough? Just eat something, for God's sake. He looks like a bagel. He's like that tan.
He brought his own like gym out.
He brought his own.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
It's like I think
he was dragging a tire or something across back and forth.
Oh man!
As soon as that bus stopped, he was out in his shorts doing laps.
It's like Miranda Lambert. We like old Miranda. She looked good back then. Now she's.
I mean, he had a semi-trailer, nothing but the gym.
Yeah,
a gym.
Walking in there yet?
Must be nice to have that kind of money. You know what I mean?
They said, not Keith Richards, singer. What? Blanket on his name. He's the singer for Rolling Stones. I know it.
Jagger?
Yeah.
Mick Jagger. Oh,
he has a separate tour bus with a whole gym, and they said before he goes on any concert, he's in there half hour beforehand to get his body warmed up.
Doing. They live forever. Yeah. I don't know, and I don't want to see him go, but I'm just saying.
Well, Nona Judd had her own. You went down the steps into the bay of the bus. That was her for kids.
Who was that?
Nona Judd.
Oh, really? A little nursery, huh?
Yeah. The upstairs, it was like a double-decker bus, but you went down underneath. And that was for the kids.
That's cool.
They all played down there.
That's cool.
See, that's cool. And McGraw's, they, Faith in him, they would travel with the kids too. I was like, well, if you got the money, man, take your kids with you. Yeah. Because that's the hardest thing.
I would have a trailer behind me with the kids in it.
Oh, I know. I don't think I can leave my kid longer than.
No, I can't.
Like, even when I sent her to, I think she went to a basketball camp this past week. And I was like, when she get home? My wife's like, what the? And I'm like, seriously, when's she getting home? Yeah. I was like, I got to have her around, And
Yeah, as soon as I had my daughter, any aspiration of touring, being gone, it just melted right off.
Back in the day, you're like, man, I want to be as big as AC/DC, Metallica. Now you're like, I'm happy at Generations. You know, I'm coming home.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
But I love my kid, and I tell you, kids will change you.
Yeah, I went up to Jurgles to see Molly Hatchet. The time I come home, I was deaf. I mean, there was blood running out of my ears. I was just like, how did I used to do that back when I was younger?
Oh, man, yeah.
I heard a band not too long ago, and they had one of them drummers that hit cymbals 100 times. Oh, my God. I couldn't hear. I mean, it was like muffled, and I'm like, what in the hell is your issue? You know?
Yeah.
And they were like, psh, psh, psh. And we were driving home, and I got the stereo cranked. My wife's like, what are you doing? I was like, I can't hear.
Yeah.
It's fuzzy. You know,
one of the scariest things I went through in my life was I had a monitor pop, and I went 10 days of vertigo because of it. And
really?
I would sit here, and my vision was spinning. The only thing I did for 10 days was sit in a chair and listen to the Summer Olympics Summer Olympics on the TV. Like if I had to focus on that camera stand, it would be going like this.
Oh,
and they had to teach me a maneuver that like physically gets your body out of it. It's
really?
wild, yeah.
I'm lucky. My earbuds never stay in half the time, and I don't care what large, small. They never stay in when you start sweating. They just start boop, popping out. You know, they're a blessing.
To wear any of those though. They always made us do that when I was doing lights up in the thing. They had to have headphones and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I hated that. I'd always one on, one off because I couldn't do it.
Yeah. My bass player Les, he wears earplugs.
Oh yeah,
he has ear monitor, but he wears the plugs. I'm like, how do you like hear the change? He's like, I feel it. And I'm
He's
like,
doing a Beethoven, feeling the vibration.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
but he can play that bass, and that bass is just boom, boom, boom. So I guess you know, but. No, those ear monitors are a blessing.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to worry about more sound hitting you. Used to be you crank them monitors
awesome
up.
Nowadays, nothing on stage, no amps or nothing. Just,
It's great. Yeah. Nothing to trip on. No drunks well, they still hit your microphone. I remember that. I had a drunk hit my microphone one time. Forget where I was playing. At some bar in Moundsville, and they must have hit my microphone 3 times. That guy's just and I'm every time I sang, that Shore mic's going, you know, and it's I'm tasting blood, and I just kind of moved like this, and he went whoop, fell right over. I said, hey, you know, quit doing that. And it's beating me up, you know. Should charge them more, but
yeah, those things are like brass knuckles when they crack you, man.
Oh, yeah. I've had a lot of funny times back in the day before I quit. I mean, drunks falling off stage, girls come up and they're trying to, let me stay, let me dance. No, please get off stage. I had a whole monitor system one time. A drunk chick fell out. I think it was River City one time, and she grabbed the mic, and it was connected somehow to the monitor, and it went like one landed right on her head, and I went, oh my God, that's all I need. I was like, it's going to be in the paper. Paul Shearer show, woman dies. That'll be the next. I said, oh my God, Lord have mercy.
We did there's a club called Blazing Saddles in Columbus we used to play. During mid-song, this older guy comes up on stage. I don't know how he got up there because like the green room was where we loaded equipment. It was locked. He gets right by my ear. I'm playing, didn't notice he was there, and he starts going, this Obama thinks he can just come in and take all of our rights.
What?
He started, I was like, what? I was like raising my hand like somebody just
freaky.
Yeah. Oh man.
You're like, oh God, is he gonna shoot us? Yeah. Turn in a dime bag.
Yeah, dime bag.
Oh man. I used to play with
what's his name hit his face on that bullhorn too.
Yeah, cool.
Cooey. I was just like, oh my God. I mean, it just kind of just a little bit on the side, but man, he bled like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, I played in an old 6-piece. Oh, well, they weren't old, but it was a 6-piece band. They played Columbus and stuff like that. It was a great experience, but I met some weird people over that way.
Yeah.
I mean, people that I'm like, they're like, hey, you sound good. Let me buy you beer. I'm like, no, because you're probably going to lace it. I'm going to end up in the trunk. You know, I'm going to wake up in the morning. My butt's going to hurt. I don't know what happened. You know what I mean?
It's definitely a different vibe than like going to Pittsburgh.
Yeah. But they dance to everything. I mean,
oh, yeah.
I mean, you could play, and I know it's forbidden, but Achy Breaky Heart, and then people just start dancing. And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
And they request it, and you're like, oh, do I have to? You know, I was like, don't break my heart, you know. And it's crazy.
My favorite song is Wagon Wheel.
Oh, we play that.
I'm so tired of that song. I could just, I love the song. Don't get me wrong. It's just,
you have to do it though.
Yeah,
you got to do it. They request it all the time.
Well, I used to always, Gage would start to sing it, and I'd hit the mute button all the time. And he'd be like, so we were playing over Generations one night. Gage was like, it's a full band. He said, you can't get me tonight. You can't shut me off tonight. I was like, oh, yeah? So I called all the band. I was like, hey, as soon as he starts playing that, just set your stuff down and walk off stage for me, will you? So he's introducing himself. He's going to play this song, and everybody's looking around each other. He set all their guitars down. The drummer walks off the stage. Gage is just standing there like, I come walking out in a suit vest thing. I was like, I said, I can't get you.
Yeah, I got you. And he's probably like, what do I do? What do I do?
I said, I can't mute you, but I can stop you.
I can mute everybody else.
He starts, my little
His mom and dad was losing
yeah.
it. He said, how did you ever think of that? I was like, hey, you could have had the fun,
Don't mess with the sound guy or the manager, and you'd be fine, We do a lot of jokes off there, too.
Yeah, you got to have fun while you're doing it.
You do.
If you don't
if you're not having fun,
then
it's not.
Yeah.
And that's where it comes in. You got to respect one another, because if you don't, I played with some people that they're like, oh, they're the best drummer in the world. They're the best. And when I meet them, I don't know what it is. They just turn into an asshole. And you're just like, why? So it was crazy back then, but now it's better.
Yeah.
It's good. It's fun. I hope to see the music, grow more.
Yeah.
So the difference right now, like you were saying, with people going out, and back in the day of like J-Bo's, there was a lot of cross-pollination of like Pittsburgh coming in, where you don't really see that unless you're bringing in a big artist to head a bill.
Well, that Crow kid was in here in the interview. Cooper, he said that he's trying to find a younger band. He can't find anybody his age. He said, I want a band, but I don't want older people. Just, he said, not that I don't respect them. He says, I would just like somebody my age to go out with, and I was just like, yeah,
that's hard to find.
Yeah.
It's hard to find. And like my guys, they're older, but I like that because they're experienced and they have done a lot of studio work and stuff and I can trust they'll learn the stuff.
Yeah.
Like younger guys, they might learn parts of the song,
Yeah.
And like when we rehearse, and I always tell guys this when we bring them in, I go, learn this stuff at home, show up at the rehearse to make
that's what a rehearsal.
show.
That's what a rehearsal is.
And that's what it is. Not sit here and wait for you to figure out. It goes to G, then it goes to D, then it goes to C, and then it goes to A. Just learn your stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's with me with a younger crowd. I wouldn't mind having a younger band, but it's just. I like the experience.
Yeah,
I can yell out.
Well, the older bands they don't even have to practice. They could just sit down at home and figure it out, and then come and play.
And they're drummers same way. We have
because they come in with their script that they know what they're doing.
And I like it that they're older. So when I record, it's like, okay, well, I have this song idea. I'm not really a lead guitarist. I mean, I know I could fake it if I had to, but I could play any chords you want. But it's like I don't know what kind of lead I want. And then you get that experience where they're like, hey, try this. And they're like, well, maybe not. Or if there's a part of the song that I'm struggling, like maybe there's like a pitch, like a bridge, it's going too high. I could trust in my guys to say, hey, let's change this key here or do that. And they have that experience because they worked in studios. And that's just me. I'm happy. Everybody's like, well, you got older guys. And it's like, oh, look at you, the older guys. I'm like, I love these guys. These guys are great.
They are.
You know what I mean? And they're a great group of guys. And I'm happy.
Yeah, that's when I started with Matt's band. It was all older guys. I learned so much. Just as much as like playing the music, but like what to expect when you go to shows, like what kind of disrespect you're going to take. Because if you have a band completely full of younger kids, they don't have any experience with like venue owners
how to handle it.
Right.
Gage got Tim Ollum's old band.
Yeah, it was basically
They just switched over to Gage.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I did sound for Tim up at that Rose Garden.
Yeah. Oh, when he did the comeback. He came back for a while.
I told him, I said, man, you need to come back. I was like, man, because I always did sound for him. Like out at Jamboree Hills and stuff. And I was like, dude, you need to get back out here.
I was like, you need to do it. He goes, I'm retired. I'm like, never say that.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, he stopped because of his kids. I mean, I give him that, you know.
I said to him, I said, hey, you know Garth Brooks retired, right? And he keeps coming back. So, no, I respect
Speaking
him.
of Garth Brooks,
Oh,
I can tell you a story about
Where's
him.
the bodies? Anyways.
He come out to out St. Clairsville at the football field and was going to sing for the whatever they were doing at the
Where
fair.
was this?
It's St. Clairsville.
Oh yeah, St.
Okay,
Clair's.
okay.
Yeah, I remember that.
When the fairground used to be over by the high school.
Okay.
Remember that back
Yeah,
then?
yeah.
Well, he pulled in to come in to play.
Mm.
The woman said $20. He goes, I'm Garth Brooks. She said, I don't give a shit. $20. He said, I'm singing here tonight. She goes, I don't care. It's $20. She wouldn't let him in.
Yeah.
One of my buddies, the sheriff, he pulled over Kip Winger when he played the Steel Mill and Fair, and he's, I'm Kip Wingers. I
don't care who you are. Right? You got booze on your son?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's funny. It's funny you say it. Like, sometimes you go to a gig and you're like, hey, can I get a beer? And they're like, yeah, it's $4. You're like, I'm playing here. Like,
Yeah.
And then I go over to Les and I'm like, Les, did you work out at least a drink or something? And he's like, yeah, I forgot. And I'm like, okay, well, I just paid $4.
Could you imagine being that woman now, though, thinking back, I charged him
with
$20?
Garth Brooks?
Yeah.
You know what? I bet you they don't even care. I bet
Probably
they don't
not.
even care
Yeah.
because they're getting paid. They're like, I've been dealing with 1,000 people coming in here, every single one of you. You dirt balls giving me dirty money, you know? That's probably what she feels. You know, you got to look on her side, right? Even though we're like, idiot.
Well, he wouldn't go in there like that anymore. Though.
Oh, I know.
He'd be
Oh, no,
rolling in
he'd
in a
have
tour
like
bus.
entourage, you know, all these weird people. But,
Cops
yeah.
and everything else bringing him in.
yeah, all these people that started out, you know. That's it. Chris Cagle, I think he had the best voice, and that's my opinion.
Yeah.
He made like what, one album, maybe
Yeah.
two, but he had this voice, and when he was at Jamboree, he smoked it, man, just sang a cappella, man. He rocked, and then you don't hear him anymore.
Yeah.
He's like not there. It's like there's so many great artists that's not
What the
around.
heck was that?
No, they're doing apartment construction upstairs.
Cool.
I was going to say, if I don't stop us, we are going to keep going until these phones die.
We can talk as long as you want. I got nothing to do. I'm lonely. No.
Well, it's 8 o'clock already.
I'm always sitting on the stage, nobody to talk to, you know?
Sunnyside closes in an hour. I gotta get
Yeah.
Just kidding. Paul, thank you for coming in. This was awesome. Definitely have to have you in again. What is the name of your hunting podcast?
It is Timberbucks.
Okay, Timberbucks.
Yeah, Timberbucks. And you guys can check that out if you want. Right now, we don't have anything up now. Oh, well, we do, but we normally do our stuff in the winter and fall. That's when we do it. So, yeah. So I'm a hunter and a musician, songwriter.
Yeah.
You said your next gigs are
all in a row. I
St.
got Claire Tavern, Chaps, the Route 88.
Chaps out on the stage that you're doing?
Yeah.
Now, are you on all socials for people to check you out, or you just do like
Facebook
I
am.
mainly, okay.
Right now, something happened to our Facebook that I don't know. We were starting to build it, and then something weird happened. Like we couldn't get any, like the followers. They said we tried to add, but it won't work. So it's under construction.
Yeah.
It looks weird. We got like 5 people. I know there's people who really like me out there, but it's not working. It's not me, you know. But yeah.
But if you're at Chaps, one of the best food there is fried bologna. You got to
Fried
try their
bologna?
fried bologna.
I haven't had that since I was a kid.
Ask them for fried bologna. It's about this thick and about that big around.
I can't walk past
awesome.
the wings. I eat the wings. And they have steak night out there. Is it that place or is it? No, I think it is them.
The Route 40 definitely would have steak night too, because that's
they had steak night. That was okay. But I like Chaps. We do.
40.
There's some of them bars you play, there's some places you just feel, I'm at home.
Yeah.
You know? That's one of mine. So
I used to play out Route 40 a lot. Lumberjacks, that's a really cool
yeah,
spot.
we're going there.
They got that outside stage.
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
too.
Yeah, we're going there the end of the month. I don't know the date. So, and then Prima and all that other stuff. And I'm sure you guys go Prima too. That's good people out there.
Yeah.
That's a very nice place. A nice place out there. Good people, good owners.
Man, they redid the sound system too.
Yeah, I kind of don't like the
I don't like your
penalty
sound
box,
system.
but
yeah, I don't.
Yeah, that box, yeah.
I'm not a
box
fan
sucks,
of
but-
that. We normally run our own stuff, and I go, well, if you want sound inside, that's your business.
Yeah.
But that's not my thing. So,
all right. Paul, thank you for coming in once again,
appreciate
sir.
it.
We'll do it again soon.
thank you.
Thank you for tuning in. This is TST 105.